guys and girls, Chokestar here, bringing another episode of Direwolf20 pack. We are up to episode 23 now, and look, my star is gone. Now I have some sort of, I don't know what that is, a rocket ship, or, I don't know, I have no idea. I'm just so perplexed by that. Well, we have a couple new things going on here. First thing is another new mod pack update today, which is great. I love updates. We now have Pam's Harvest Craft in here, and it is filling up our chests. So I have removed the other two chests. This guy here has been doing great. I just emptied the chest out, dumped it in our stuff downstairs, and we might repurpose that today because, as I mentioned last time, if we take a look at something like a redstone torch, it can't see the connected inventory, even though there's sticks and redstone in there. So we're going to do something about that. We're going to reuse this refined storage. And so let's grab this here. Should be able to get everything. And you know what? Frankly, I'm done with this chest now. So we're going to relocate that down here. And let me just dump off some of these items here, like this and this. And yes, there we go. All right, excellent. I have my one trap chest that I had in between the other two. And so we're going to save these, probably not the destructor quite yet. So let's go ahead and put that in here for right now. But we're definitely going to want this external storage. And so let's just put this guy right down here because we need to do some stuff with it. And we'll grab our solderer, or as they pronounce in the rest of the world, not in the goofy US, it's solderer. So, and I agree, it should be pronounced with an L. Okay, however, in some ways, the US seems to think that we should pronounce it sieve instead of sieve. So anyway, that's just another gripe. Okay, so we have the solder, and we want to do some things like a grid. So we want the grid, okay, and ultimately the crafting grid. However, we need these improved processors and those kind of things, along with the machine casing and these quartz enriched iron. So what this is going to allow me to do is, once I have a grid, is I will be able to craft then using all kinds of stuff in the inventory instead of having to rely on this, which is now broken. And frankly, I can continue to pull everything into my inventory, but that is not fun. That is not fun. I see too many other people struggling with that, and they don't have enough, and they're constantly running back and forth. And you know what? Frankly, a chest holds a heck of a lot more than my inventory does. And for the sake of you guys and the sake of my sanity, I need something that is going to work like this setup right here, which we've been able to use so far really well and can no longer use. So let me gather up those few things that we need. Again, I'm just going to make a few of these things, a few of these, and we'll be on our way. So give me a second. So one of the things that we absolutely need is speed upgrades. Well, we don't really need them, but we want them, right? And so let's see here. What am I missing for this? It is glass. Oh, yeah. I need glass. I just miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be good. Yeah, 2 more. Yep. Everything's in my inventory, of course, because it has to be. And so we've got 4 of these upgrades now. And we just need sugar and redstone in the solder. And so what we can do then is we'll do this, and let's see if, nope, there we go. And let's put that in. And so I am going to limp by with 1 solderer for right now, because in the end we only have 1, and normally I'll make 4 of them, and I can have all kinds of, multi-crafting things going on. But if I do that, then, and these will not stack, so then I can slowly make these upgrades. As they start cranking through, and I put them in here, they will speed it up. And then I can go make all my other stuff. So just wanted to point out, you should really go for these speed upgrades right off the bat. It is literally 4 pieces of gold and a bunch of other stuff, right? It's a little bit of glass, a little bit of quartz enriched iron, a little bit of redstone. So go for that. And then you can do, let's say we do 4 of these guys now. Watch how much faster this is to put in here. All right? So much faster. So anyway, all right, let me craft a few more things and I'll be right back. So now we should have everything to make our first grid, assuming we need, nope. Sorry, there we go. I've got 1 of those, and we'll just do this other one by hand. We'll grab that. Now we should have everything to make this guy. Excellent. Now, if we look at the crafting grid, which is ultimately what we want, it needs an advanced processor, right? Very good. This is a diamond. Why, I just so happen to have a few of those cooking up, which is excellent. And so we'll put that in there. We'll put that in there. We'll put that in there. I just need one. Excellent. And then we'll go back here and grab our, where is it? Where is it? Crafting table. I just so happen to have one of those. And we'll wait for this to finish. It's pretty fast now that we have the upgrades in here. All right, get rid of those. And so I think it was, nope, that was on top, maybe here. Let's try it this way, just one. Yay! And we should now have a crafting grid. Woohoo! And if I were to place this on here, all right, so now we can see, oh yeah, that's right. I haven't seen this new, did he add this? It must be in the newer version. I like JEI synchronized auto selected, so that it auto selects this up here as well as it synchronizes it over here. So if I were to type in, I don't know, like upgrade, see how when I type in here, it's synchronized. That's just me personally. Everyone has their own preference. In the new version, he has the ability to change. Yeah, he has the ability to change the size of this. So so we're waiting for that version. So let me grab these two now. Okay, and the solder for right now isn't necessary, but what I want to do is I want to leverage that external storage. And so for instance, let me just show you what this is going to look like. This won't be a final resting spot, but I want to ultimately put an external storage on the drawer controller, okay? So then what we'll need is, well, it doesn't really matter where I put this controller, but we're going to put this right here for right now, okay? And then I'm going to put the crafting grid right where I would normally want it to be, okay? So this now allows me to see everything in here. And this is getting power, presumably from the RF over here. Oh, it already had power. That's right, that's right, that's right. So it's slowly using, and it looks like it's 5 RS per tick, which is, of course, RF per tick, 1-to-1 ratio of RS, refined storage, unit of energy, to RF. So what we can do then is, do I have one of these little magical dandy, where is it? I don't see any of those. That's my super circuit maker. Give me a second here. Let me just find, aha, there we go. So all we should have to do is just place this somewhere. And I can place it right there. And now it's serving up all these guys, and that is now filled up with energy. So which is really cool. Here we go. Let's just try something like, oh, I don't know, a redstone torch. And oh, it's because there is no sticks in here. So that's okay. That's okay. Let's put sticks in there, and we should be able to access this. Now, realize we don't have any storage yet, okay? So, and of course, every time I walk over here, I get those ink sacs. Welcome to living next to a lake or river. Okay, so now we have sticks in here. So I should be able to do this, and yay, I can make redstone torches. Now, I can't throw them back in here because I don't have any storage. If I wanted to, what I can do then is I can keep allocating locations for these. So notice how that's in there now. And so then if I were to grab a few more, I can then throw those in there, right? That's because they are now allocated a storage location. But I have no other storage but this, and yet it works wonderfully. How cool is that? Obviously, we're going to make storage, but I just wanted to show you that all of this now is accessible to me in crafting, which I didn't have before. I just had everything in this chest. So all I would have to do next is just make another external storage and point it to this chest, or point it to multiple ones. And I'm still cranking along with no disk drives. And if I make myself another external storage, then I should be able to pop it on my main working chest. Nope, I need my wrench. Yes, it is 3 wrenches. That's what it's called. I promise you. Trust me. Okay, there we go. Now I should be able to have all my other stuff in there. Yes, no, maybe. External storage. Yes, and you know, I have seen a bug recently where sometimes you need to replace that. There we go. Much, much, much better. Now we have all the other good stuff that I normally keep in there. And what I can do is I can set the priority higher on this, which really doesn't matter because these can only hold one thing and one thing only. But let's say we set it higher. Now I can put stuff back in here. Now I still want to kind of keep my my sorting ability, so I can put this my you know, what do you call it? Yeah, the schema that I have. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's put that in there. I just want to make sure that excess things are going back where they should with that priority change. So let's say we have 2 more, and I were to shift click these in. Let's just see if it dumps it in here. It does not seem to have dumped it in here. Let's just check the second page, which is all good. Okay, excellent. So now it is going back into the appropriate drawer where necessary. And guys, I don't have any storage here. I have no refined storage. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. And of course, you know, this stuff still goes in these manual chests for right now. But I just thought that'd be cool to set this up and show you kind of what it looks like. The other thing is I could put this, you know, anywhere I want to. I could put it here. It is kind of in the way. I could put it underground if I really wanted to, or I could just place it right here. You know, whatever. This is not its final resting spot. So I can now go in here and make all the other stuff that I want. But in the meantime, now I have almost every single thing. This was never connected to a chest. So frankly, I'm kind of okay. This is back to where I was before with the connected chest. And now I have all of this excellent stuff in here. So very, very cool. Let me sleep for a second, try to get rid of the rain, and we're going to head on over into the mining world because that's the next thing we're going to work on. So if you recall, I can hop into my teleporter here, or my fancy new charge porter. I can go here, set this to the mining, and it takes us right over there. And so hopefully it allows us in with everything dying. Let's make sure there's no creepers around. Good, there's a couple. Let me just get rid of this guy. I do not want him blowing us up. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's take a look at how we've been doing. Oh my goodness, it's craziness. 2 pages, almost 3 pages. Is that not crazy? Let me sort these. Look at all that redstone. Look at all the coal, the lapis, but oh, the good dimensional shard goodness. That's what we wanted. And then a second page. Oh my goodness. And a third page. Well, technically that's our first page, but you can see I'm getting all kinds of stuff. But the problem is I'm filling up because of all these individual stacks. So let's do something about that. So let's go back home. And we are going to do some clever auto crafting. We are going to make those into blocks. And it didn't want to have to craft this without having a competent crafting solution. So, well, you know, I mean, my crafting grid, right? So I want a crafter. That's what I wanted. And as we know, probably going to need this, but it looks like I have, no, gotcha. So that's an interesting thing. So JEI does, I think I only need 1, but that's fine. JEI does not register what I have and don't have. You see that? So, okay, that's fine. We now know what's going on here. I want that and that. Yeah. So as we know and love, 1, 2, 3, let's get 7, 8. A bunch of these now. And there we go. Crafting tier 1. Then we want tier 2, right? And then tier 3. And there we go. So what we're going to do is we're also going to maybe need some filters. I don't know. Let's see here. Filtered. Oh, we switched back to, there we go. All right, let me just grab all 3 of these just in case. Oh, I don't know. We might need this as well. Okay, good. Let's head on back. And boom, go on over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a crafter probably right behind it. Yeah, I think I'm going to set it right here. Let me just make sure. No creepers, always good practice. Okay, so I'm going to set a crafter right here. Doesn't really matter what direction it is, but I'm also going to need item conduits to feed things into it. But in the meantime, nope, right there. Let's grab the very first thing in here. And so we're going to set this. We're just going to need 1 of them. And so we're going to pick the first recipe. And we've already seen how to do this. Yes. Cannot swipe my mouse over there, but we're going to make sure this goes to external. and we will hit apply. So there's the first recipe. The next one will be coal, 2, 3, 4, and we hit apply, and that should be good. Now, what I want to do is, I should have kept one of these. 1, 2, we have 3 and 4. Okay, that's all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. I'll put this in here. Let's see, put this in here and put this in there. It doesn't, there we go. Doesn't really matter what order they are. And then lastly is I can pick any block I want. I mean, frankly, I'll just do this, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to load this up. I'm going to load this up with just miscellaneous blocks. Now it will fill up all of this with the, fill all these stacks. I'm okay with that. I hit remember. So now, once I fill this up or load this up with my item conduits, and we shouldn't need any filters. Now that I'm thinking about it, what we want to do is we want to have an in and out. So in here, extract, good. On green, we should be filling up, and it's loading this up. And what we want now is to come back into here. So this is only one way in so far. So if we change this, this is extract on green. Let's go to insert and extract. Perfect. So let's just see if this is pulling out and pushing in as we want. It sure is. So that's really cool. Now if I were to tie in over here, it would be a lot quicker because this doesn't have our speed upgrades. But you know what? I'm okay with that. It's not like, see, no speed upgrades. This guy has our speed upgrades, right? So I could take half and half. That wouldn't be bad. Really, those speed upgrades, maybe I'll just take like 2. That's what I want. Those speed upgrades are strictly for, yeah, these guys are still going. Okay, good. Hold on. Thank you. Speed upgrades on extract are strictly to make sure that it dumps everything out of there and frees it up for more stuff. So look at that. We are now compressing all of this stuff into tiny little blocks. In fact, you know what? This is stopped, right? Yeah. Let's take them all. Let's take them all. Let's crank through this. Let's crank through this. And speed upgrades on the extract. There we go. Now let's watch this go. Oh yeah. And this is on slow. We could actually speed it up to fast. But the item conduits are going to be the limiting factor there. So, but that's okay. So it doesn't really matter if we're on fast or slow. Slow is still fast enough to keep up with this, or at least the amount that we're injecting in here. So let's just go like this. And then the other thing I wanted to do, and one of the main reasons I brought this over, is because I wanted to put on I want to dump this back into our system. Ultimately, what's going to happen here is I want to get this in here, and let's see, insert. We do want it for insert, but I need a filter in here, and I want to take some of this coal, right? And so we want to blacklist coal. There we go. And we could also blacklist like redstone and lapis, and what's going in there? Yeah, see, it's already loading it up, but that's okay because I was going to blockify it, so that's good. And redstone and this guy. So you might say, why are you doing both? Well, it's just I'm showing you things you can do, right? So now what happens is this should not be going into here, but our dimensional shards are. All that's getting dumped into our in theory it's getting dumped into our RS system, but I don't think I actually have those two hooked up yet. But this will fill up our ender chest. But I wanted to show you that you can blockify all of this, and you'll notice that it's cruising and doing its thing, and it's dumping it onto the first page, right? So it's taking it out of the second page, dumping it onto the first page. So yes, we're blockifying all of this. That's my word. I'm sticking with it. But it's going to send all the rest of it back to our base, with the exception of this stuff. And then what we can do is allow these blocks to go, which it will. It absolutely will. It'll allow those blocks to go back. And now we have the ability to do double thing in case we're mining really, really fast and we're dumping in more stuff than we can handle. All right, it will turn it into blocks as well. So a couple different ways of doing things. Turn it into blocks. You save a ton of space in here, and it will free up your large storage crate or whatever size storage crate or even chests, just because it's more efficient use of space. Or you can send it back home for storage/processing, and so on. So let's go take a look. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I'm barely using any power on this advanced porter. And as soon as I get home, it charges right up. Right up. So, which is great. And our dimensional shards end up way back here. And these guys over here, they should be... Let me see. Let me see what's happening with these guys here. Are they going into here? Nope. Good. So, oh, that's right. I have a storage drawer for those, I believe. Yeah, right there. They're going into here. Because the... I don't want to process those. I process those on demand. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So we have unfortunately run out of time. Run out of time for this episode. But we've covered some really, really cool stuff. So we are doing wonderful stuff. Our power gen's working brilliantly. Our ender pearls. We're up to 30 stacks of those. Awesome. We've got a fix for the pack issues. Oh, by the way, one last thing is, speaking of pack issues, we have gotten rid of the F7. So if I hit F7, nothing shows up. If I hit F9, nothing shows up. Remember, F3 and G shows your chunk borders. That's your workaround for that. And, of course, as Richard pointed out, Richard Cole, one of my wonderful subscribers, has pointed out that you can also hit F4. Well, in the past, I have had that disabled because I have a program called Screen Hunter Pro, which is my screen capture program, and it has automatically mapped F4. Well, I didn't know it was that program, but it has absconded with F4, and so I have fixed that. I now can have light level overlay just like this, and so, oops, wrong button. Let me go back outside. Hold on. Get back over there. Oh, see, perfect example. There we go. And if I do that, now it shows anything less than 7 is going to spawn things. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, and you can see over here, if I light this up, then it shows. I don't like it as much as the other one, but maybe we'll get a different option in the pack. This is always not. It looks kind of cool, but it's just hard to see at a glance. I like seeing if there's a dot at all, then don't. Then you're not lit up properly. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you learned some cool new things. There's always something cool to learn in this episode. And if you're new to this series, I'd appreciate a subscribe. I am trying to build my channel, and small little YouTubers unite! Yay! Woohoo! Okay, guys. Have a great one. Catch you in the next episode, and I will talk to you later. Bye.